YouTube, what's going on YouTube? What is going on? What is happening, man? Of course, it's your guy one more time, DEDRICKHICKSJR, and now I'm back with another fragrance video. Smell good, family. Hopefully everyone is doing well, doing great, doing fantastic. And as always, man, it's positive energy, it's positive vibes, and most importantly, it is positive vibes only. All right, Smell good, family. Hopefully everyone is doing well. We are back to do my favorite video that I love to do each and every week, and that is the weekly rotation video. All right, so I believe this is week 184, and we'll be covering every fragrance that I wore during the week of September the 7th. All right, so football is back, watched a lot of that, and you know, a lot of casual wears this week. Yeah, a lot of casual wears this week, and a clone, man, inspired take on a fragrance that I don't have the original to, or haven't even smelled, but if it's this good, I might have to take a look into it. All right, so let's go ahead and tap in on Sunday. As I said, football is back. I got up early and ran a couple of errands down here in Jacksonville, man. We're kind of still, well, not kind of, we're still flirting with that summer weather during the day, but I will say the evenings have been really pleasant. But for me, I watched football all day, ran a couple of early errands, and this was my fragrance of the day. Just kind of fit the vibe that I was in, the mood that I was in. From the house of Zaharoff, we went with Signature Coco Loco. Coco Loco. Man, this one right here, beautiful, man. Definitely has this tropical, fruity fun element to this, inspired by Carnival out in Brazil. This is just one of the most fun, pleasant, good time fragrances in my collection, or that you could try. Beautiful, fruity, coconutty, you know, this kind of silky smooth texture to the fragrance. The coconut in here does not come off sunscreeny. It plays really nice with the citruses and the very attractive spices to this fragrance. All right, so on Sunday, majority of the day, watching football, ran a couple errands early, but I really enjoyed this experience as I was really sitting around doing nothing, watching football. So on Sunday, to kick off the week, from the house of Zaharoff, we went with Coco Loco. Coco Loco. All right. Up next on Monday. Monday was a chill day, off day for me. Had to run around and, you know, take care of some things, and before prepping for a live stream with Miss Heather that we did. If you missed that, you can watch that after you watch this if you would like to. All right, but we had a good time on the live. Y'all should check it out. Kind of talked about some fall fragrances. But on Monday, running around, handling my business, man, and just kind of taking advantage of an off day. From the house of Mancera, we went with the ever so trusted Dedrick Boisé. It's just turned into one of those dumb reach, anytime, any place, anywhere. It's always been that, but it just works. Beautiful citruses here, a little bit of everything, man. You get this this leathery touch, this vanilla, these fruits. It just works. These woods, it's outstanding, man. People ask me to describe it who have not yet been able to smell this one. I said the best way I could describe it is it's just a versatile, all around, easy to wear, no matter the situation type vibe. It does what Creed Aventus does. It doesn't smell like Creed Aventus, but it does what Creed Aventus does, or any other versatile fragrance out there. So for the majority of the day, or for the all day, well, I get really good performance out of Dedrick Boisé. For me, I just kind of remember just throughout the day popping up, even in the later days after I got past that 7-hour mark. But all day wear, great stuff. Monday, from the house of Mancera, Dedrick Boisé. It just works. It just works, man. You just can't go wrong with it at all. All right. Up next on Tuesday, returning back to the office, I debuted this inspired take from my good friends over at Yeoman Lel. And it's wonderful. Probably, yeah, this is my most complimented fragrance of the week. And it's a beautiful inspired take on a fragrance that I haven't smelled the original to. On Tuesday, back to the office from the house of Yeoman Lel, we went with The Vow. The Vow. And what is The Vow? It is a great inspired take on Frederick Maull's Promise. Okay. Now, a lot of y'all have been telling me I need to get my nose on Promise because I love Oud Acleria so much from Oman Luxury. So when I had the opportunity to kind of get familiar, you know, with the profile, but you know, I took advantage of it. And this one is awesome. Definitely differences between Oud Aclearia and this DNA. I'm still going to get my nose on the OG of Promise, but this is just really well done. That apple, that kind of, it's kind of like this fruity green apple, this rose. You do get these this kind of dryness to it as well. It's not as playful. I ain't gonna say is it playful? Oud Aclearia. Oud Aclearia is more wearable. That's what I'm looking for, because this definitely has this kind of cumin, earthy touches to this DNA that I noticed, but I really enjoyed it. I think the green apple rose combo here is the feature, but what lies underneath it, the earthy touches and tones, they really stand out as the fragrance goes on. This is a crazy performer. We're talking 9 to 10 hours. I'm still going to get my nose on the original, but Yo Malaya always points me in the right direction. And in several occasions, I have fragrances from Yo Malaya where I don't have the original because they're that good. And this could be another one. I'm gonna get me a sample of Promise, and we'll make the decision there. But this is really, really good. My most complimented fragrance of the week. This stuff is awesome. Great conversations that I also had with this fragrance, and this stuff is fire, man. From the house of Yo Malaya on Tuesday, we went with The Vow, inspired take of Promise from Frederick Malle. All right. Up next on Wednesday, meeting day. It's that time of the week again where me and my teammates get together and have some roundtable conversations about things that are going on, making decisions, and getting up to speed on what do we got, things that we got to take care of. And we went with another Zaharoff that just kind of meets the qualifications of it. I love this stuff. Doesn't get talked about at all, and it's a shame. From the house of Zaharoff, we went with Signature Royale on Wednesday. Love Royale, man. Again, it's something about that apple note. I love a nice apple note, and this has it. Beautiful blends with this cashmerean. You get some woods, get a little cardamom in here. This kind of fruity, spicy, kind of I won't say cozy, but cozy type of vibe. Cleanliness with this for sure. There is this burst of lavender that my nose picks up in the beginning and the opening of this fragrance, but it's just great everyday wear. Signature scent stuff. Wear it every single day, no matter the situation. And like I said, on Wednesdays are meeting day, and I'm looking to, I'm not trying to offend no one. I'm still putting my best foot forward, smelling my absolute best, and this just fits fits what I need. A really good performer. I get a good 7 to 8 hours of solid performance out of Signature Royale, and it did exactly what I needed it to do. Great profile here. The Royale DNA is very nice. There's different evolutions of it. Check them out over at Zaharoff. But this is what I wore on Wednesday on meeting day to the office. From the house of Zaharoff, Signature Royale. This stuff is awesome. Very underrated. Doesn't get talked about enough. Very clean, very classy, gentleman-like. Just nice. All right, up next on Thursday. Man, Thursday I remember was just beautiful. Beautiful day. I was wearing kind of like this kind of yellow, like this. I should have took a video or a picture of it or whatever like that. But I wore this kind of yellow, kind of like sweatered, kind of button up. It's really fly to me. But the weather was gorgeous, man. We had a nice breeze out there coming off the coast. It wasn't too hot all day long going into the evening. Cooled off even more. It's a really nice, beautiful day and a great day. And this fragrance just sung all around me all day long. This is an incredible performer, and it's very, very good. From the house of Argos, we went with Love Triumphs Over War on Thursday. Get that in focus on Thursday. I love this stuff, man. This is a floral, fruity fragrance here. Some may say it leans a little bit feminine. I would agree with that, but I don't mind it because I love florals. You get some rose and I believe there's some jasmine in here. There's some raspberry. There's some citruses in here. But there's just a nice kind of like musky vanilla in the base of this that gives it a nice touch. It's a soft touch of it, but it just works. It's one of the more wearable fragrances, one of the more versatile fragrances from Argos. Like I said, I think this is unisex, but yeah, it does lean a little feminine because of the floral representation and that tardy raspberry and the citruses. just very, very sexy to me. It definitely has this kind of professional vibe to it as well, because it's just done very, very well. So did get one compliment on this very early on in my day. Actually, the compliment was, D, what are you wearing? That was the conversation. And this stuff is awesome, man. I really love it. I'm starting to put a nice dent in my bottle. And it just kind of works on those type of days. You know, I love to wear it, you know, kind of spring, late summer, going into fall. And that's what the vibe was on Thursday. If you love florals, fellas, ladies, you can definitely wear this suit. But fellas, if you love florals, blended in with some nice citruses, this could definitely work. So to the office on Thursday, it just kind of fit the vibes and fit the shirt that I was wearing. And I just was I had a really great day. It felt really, really good. From the House of Argos on Thursday. Love triumphs over war. If you know about Argos, you know. Outstanding, outstanding. All right. Up next on Friday, it was time for the weekend. I was off for the next few days. And Friday, again, I worked out that morning, went to the gym, went and took my sons into the barbershop, ran a few errands, and this is my scent all day long. This is in very mature vibe here, but very reminiscent and similar to one of my other favorite fragrances from the House of Molinard. We went with El's Door, I believe that's, if I'm not pronouncing that the right way. Love the detail on that bottle. Look at that, very nice. This is a very close representation of Macy's Francis Kirkjohn's Gentle Fluidity Silver, but this one has a little bit more edge. It's a little bit more edgy than the Gentle Fluidity Silver. The Gentle Fluidity Silver is very smooth. It's the better of the two. The Gentle Fluidity Silver is the better of the two. Well, this just kind of ramps up the sharpness a bit, the woodsy presence a bit, the earthy touches a bit. It's a little bit more elevated. I'm curious to know which one of these came out first. I have to look that up. In comparison to which I do prefer Gentle Fluidity Silver over this. But this is more made for casual wear. When you're moving about outside, it was still warm outside, so it just absolutely worked. Very masculine tones and touches to this DNA, but very much so similar to that Gentle Fluidity Silver DNA. If you're going into it saying, can I just get this and don't worry about Gentle Fluidity Silver? I say definitely sample the two side by side, because you may prefer the edgy nature of this compared to the very smooth texture, which I think is better, of the Gentle Fluidity Silver. Just something you just got to put your nose on. If you have this, do you need Gentle Fluidity Silver? No. If you have Gentle Fluidity Silver, do you need this? No. This is a buy for me because my Gentle Fluidity Silver bottle is so small. And I do want to wear it in more situations than I do, and this is why I got it. I mean, I paid $45 for this. Molinard is a niche brand that you can get for super affordable prices. Quality is really, really good, but this one just a little bit more amped up, a little bit more edgier. The juniper is a little sharper. The woods in here are a little bit bolder, but it's really, really good. Good performance on this as well. I thought it was gone like 6 hours in, and then I went and picked my sons up from school. We went to the barbershop, had to walk around a little bit, and it's warmer out, so I wasn't sweating, but body heat, you're moving. It just kind of came back out, and I was like, okay. Okay, but really, really good. Very close to Gentle Fluidity Silver, but a little bit more edgier and much more affordable. Great stuff on Friday, just kind of moving around. From the House of Molinard, we went with the Isles Door, excuse me. Great stuff. All right. And last but not least, on Saturday, Saturday was fun. It was cool. Me and my oldest boy, we went out and took him to the bookstore, and he got some new books. And then me and him had lunch. At this dope burger spot, watched a little college football, just kind of hung out a little bit. Me and my oldest son. He's getting older, man. My boy will be 11 in November. So that time is it's needed, spending time, especially with my son, kind of inching closer to those teenage years. My other two babies, they young, you know what I mean? So there's a little separation there. But it was good to get out with my son, have a good time. We went to go see Miss Heather, chop it up with her. Went to the bookstore, went and got something to eat. Just overall good day. Beautiful weather out here. Very nice breeze coming off the coast, and just feeling really, really good out here on Saturday. So I know I rambled a lot about my day, but I'm just kind of reflecting. But This is what I wore, and it was perfect. 2 compliments, 1 in Dillard's, 1 in the comic book store. The bookstore from the House of Plume Impressions. We have Murmur de Até. Murmur de Até. The best fig fragrance in, one of the best fig fragrances in my collection. This is very bright, tarty, fruity, juicy, creamy, just smooth fragrance, bro. I love it. I put a few sprays on. I came out, getting ready to leave the house. My wife was like, "Ooh, what are you wearing? That smells good. I smelled you before you got out here." And I was like, okay, we're in business. All right. But great fig fragrance. If you love fig, you'll love this. It's a very unique fragrance. Plume Impressions does excellent work. I keep talking about them over and over again. I think they're worthy of samples, discovery sets. Tap into the house. But really great blend. The fig in here is done beautifully. That kind of tarty, fruity, creamy fig in here. It's awesome, man. Great blend. Great for you just kind of moving around on a casual day, you know, getting dressed but not being dressed up. Very casual, kind of like a summer polo on, some nice shorts right above the knees. Watch how you speak to me. Just vibing, man. Just kind of having a good time hanging out with my son. So on Saturday from the House of Plume Impressions, great casual day fragrance for sure. You got to look into this if you love fig. I highly recommend getting the sample and seeing for yourself. We got Murmur de Até from Plume Impressions. Get that in focus if we can. There we are. This stuff was absolute banger, man. Great stuff. All right. So there you have it. That was my weekly rotation. What was your weekly rotation? Drop them down below in the comments. I love to read them. I love to interact with you guys and see what you guys are wearing. And all in all, solid week. So as always, I appreciate y'all's support. Thank y'all for the love. It doesn't go unnoticed. I really thank y'all for y'all support. Without y'all, this channel, you know, it ain't nothing, you know, without you guys. It's Smell Good Family. So y'all have a great week. Be safe out there. We'll see you on the next one. And as always, man, it's positive energy. It's positive vibes. And most importantly, it is positive vibes only. Splack it up, splack it down, splack that thing all around. And remember, what you put onto this world, you is exactly what you are going to get back. Okay? Got it? Good. All right, peace, y'all. Splack.